Let's just call it what it is. It's not a misspoke. He didn't misspeak. It's not wasn't truthful. It wasn't any of these soft terms. He told a damn lie, and he told a lot of damn lies.
Yes, he did. But they were all, that's a fact.
You know,
You know,
I don't know if.
who comes up to me and starts saying that's a fact after everything they say?
Hmm.
I dismiss everything they say automatically.
If you, yeah, yeah, well, that stands to reason, man. I just it gets frustrating when you sit in here and I watched I didn't get to see the thing first time live. I had to go back and watch the replay on this, and I was sitting here screaming out loud in the middle of the evening. My wife sitting across from me, she's getting angry about it. She's like, well,
Yeah,
what is he lying
you
about
know,
this for? Because I would tell her, hey, look, that's not true. He voted for the war. He voted for both the wars.
yes, he did.
And she's like, well, why is he lying about it? Because he's counting on the American people being stupid.
Yes,
And, let's be honest, they haven't let him down so far.
that's the truth. And I, someone, one, a couple of years ago, I guess, made a comment to me, and we were talking about politics in general. We weren't talking about one party or the other.
Mm-hmm.
And they made the comment that the population of South Carolina, which is what we were talking about,
Mm-hmm.
are sheep.
Uh-huh.
And they will follow the person with the biggest teeth.
Well, that's one way to put it, I guess.
Yeah. But, I mean, sheep are notoriously stupid animals.
Mm.
But Americans will do it's really, I would say that they will go out of their way not to have to actually think.
Mm-hmm.
But they
Please.
believe stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I said it when we were on the other site, and maybe for our new listeners, let me repeat this. I think one of the greatest truisms I ever heard in any piece of Hollywood propaganda or film or read in any newspaper or even any history book, and it comes from the most ridiculous place you can think of.
Right.
From the movie Men in Black. One of the greatest truisms I've ever heard in my life. The one it just makes the most sense of anything I've ever heard uttered by anyone, and it's the part where Tommy Lee Jones has taken Will Smith and shown him Jeeves's shop and blown Jeeves's head off, and now they're sitting on a park bench down at Battery Park, overlooking the bay there, and uh, Will Smith looks over at Tommy Lee Jones and says, "So, why all the big secrecy? People can handle it. People are smart." And the truism comes out of Tommy Lee Jones's mouth here, and he says, "A person is smart, but people are dumb, stupid, panicky animals, and you know it."
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And as much as I hate to admit that, I mean that is a piece of truth that just comes from the most bizarre place you'll ever find it in a comedy sci-fi movie. But it's the truth. I mean, that is the people a person is a smart person. We know a lot of people that are smart, a lot of persons that are smart. But as a whole, America and the world at large, they're dumb, stupid, panicky animals, and they're
Yep.
that will stampede at the loudest noise and in the path of least resistance.
That is just too true.
So this is why when you have things like Mr. Biden saying these things that are patently false, let's here I'm starting to do it. I'm softening it. That were damn lies that people, these panicky dumb animals will follow right along, and it leads us down to a road where, excuse me, where we're just a herd, as you said, following the wolf with the biggest teeth.
Pied Piper.
Mm, yeah. Well, we could throw out all kind of reference. You know, the emperor having no clothes. You know, Pied Piper. All of it. I mean, and it's it's almost sad at the same time. It's funny that that describes, you know, this administration and the public that ignorantly follows right along.
Right.
And we have the vaunted 47% that are waiting for their check to come. Hey, it's cool, dude. Whatever you want, just make sure my check comes every first and 15th. Yeah.
That's it. But I've got a question for
Mm-hmm.
you. Where in the Constitution? You've read the Constitution.
A time or two.
Yeah, a time or two, just like as I have, and I would think most of our listeners have.
Yeah.
Where in the Constitution does it guarantee you the God-given right to a free cell phone?
You know, I don't. That's not there. I can't think. I can't think of a clause or a amendment that provides for that.
Oh yeah, that's one of the, that that's called bribery.
Ah,
You ever heard that term before? Bribery?
I think I'm familiar with that term.
Yeah, I bet you are. That's what that is. That's bribery. So I heard a story in our local area
Uh,
the other that said this guy had 80 of the Obama phones,
80.
and he was selling them.
Wow.
Okay,
Your tax dollars at work, boys and girls.
there you go. All right, we're sitting. Why don't we go ahead and jump out? I mean, I assume we're going to talk about this debate some more,
Oh yeah.
but let's go ahead and jump out since we're at a pretty decent breaking point here, and jump out just a minute early to the break here.
Will do.
All right, we'll be back here on the other side on the Conservative Blues Show.
Why, he's got little bitty schemes in his little bitty mind, and he's reaching up for all the power he can find. Cause he's a little man, causing pain the way a little man can. Why, he's a little bit crazy and he's a little bit blind, and like a little bitty dog he barks and yaps all the time. Cause he's a little man, making noise like a little man can. Well, I just hope that you realize it's nothing to do with his physical size. You know, little man syndrome is what he's got, and he can humble his what he's not. Cause he's a little man, he's been around since the world began. And his little mind, he is always right, and I bet he don't have trouble sleeping at night. Cause he's a little man, he's too little to understand. Well, I think it's time that he figured out that feet and inches ain't what it's all about. He's just a little man.
Feeling lonely this holiday season?
Looking for little human interaction?
Do you want to feel contact in certain special places?
Then why not go through security at an airport?
The TSA.
TSA agents are ready and standing by to give you a little something extra to feel thankful about this holiday season.
The TSA.
What are you waiting for? I want to check under your testicles.
Spending time with a TSA agent couldn't be easier. Simply book a flight departing from any American airport. When selected for a full body scanner, say no. You'll be pulled aside by a TSA agent, and that's when the fun begins. And you never know who your agent will be.
It could be me.
Or me. Or even me.
But it's probably gonna be us. Take off your damn shoes.
The TSA. It's our business to touch yours.
Welcome to the Bureau of Womanhood Conformity. Independent thoughts are considered subversive because all must agree with our leader.
When it comes to women, preventative care should include coverage of contraceptive services such as birth control.
You see, if you don't believe government should pay for your birth control, you're not a real woman. Womanhood denied. If you refuse to accept that pregnancy is a punishment, you're denied as well.
I don't want them punished with a baby.
If you don't believe that abortions should be allowed for any reason, if you don't believe in aborting a child for being the wrong gender, and if you don't believe that stay-at-home mothers aren't real workers, you are not a real conformed woman.
His wife has actually never worked a day in her life. His wife has actually never worked a day in her life.
Finally, for your safety, if you oppose mandatory government health care, you will die.
They will be voting to say that women can die on the floor.
These standards and regulations were formed after our glorious victory in the war on women. Thank you for your cooperation and your conformity.
His board is bad enough here, and I approve this message. With flu season upon us, Bullwinkle failed to order tissues. He told us to wipe our noses on our sleeves. Bullwinkle said he was hungry, but then he ate a large meal and claimed he wasn't hungry anymore. Which is it, Mr. Moose? Bullwinkle promised to create new jobs. Then why does he tie his own shoes? I don't have any shoes. Couldn't he hire someone to do it for him? He sent jobs overseas, including the job of sending jobs overseas. He's kept wages down and left the toilet seat up.
No, Bullwinkle!
He knows the way to San Jose, so why won't he tell us what it is? He can't tell the difference between one thing and another. He calls jeans dungarees. His tennis game is an embarrassment. He can't read Latin. He smells like cheese. Dogs think he's scary. Would you trust Bullwinkle to defend us from giant mechanical mice?
My message is clear. Tuna fish, leg warmer, mastodon.
You think that's clear message? Sounds like more political double talk from Moose. I'm Boris Bedinoff. Of course you can trust me. Huh? Oh. Also, I like children and puppy dogs. Paid for by Bad Enough is Good Enough. Be done now? Oh, boy. Get me out of here.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared.